I really want to take people on a journey. I want them to have an experience with me of going into this landscape, of feeling that there is this thing which takes you out of the mundane. And in a sense, then it's just up to you. What are you experiencing from that? So there's several themes that converge together in this collection. One is the idea of animism and inanimate objects having a kind of internal spirit. Another one is the notion of a sacred place. And then there's the concept of vitality or aliveness. It's interesting the way that the sand sort of ripples across the volume here. The sand reminds me of the way that a fly lands on a horse and it shakes its skin. That ripple through the Carlo Sandblow is like the skin of a living body. And there's nearly a muscularity to the way that the volumes have been built up around this more rigid structure of the cliff's edge and of the geology. A lot of my development as an artist has really come through drawing the figure, so a lot of life drawing, and there is this idea of gesture in drawing the human figure, and I think that notion of gesture really relates to the idea of having an internal experience, having a subjective sense, and having an intentionality. All those things are wrapped up together. That is really what we think of as the soul of a person, or the consciousness or the spirit of that person. And you can think of that existing in a place or an object, in a sense, so that we can feel like it has a certain spirit to it. And that's really what animism refers to, as I understand it. I would like to think that, in a way, these kinds of paintings are condensing that feeling into an object that holds on to it for you, and that you can then sort of refer back to, in the same way that there's certain music that I fall in love with, and then I want to keep going back to that music because it is reminding me of that way of being in the world. When you go to a place like Carlo Sandblow, it has this quality that it sneaks in under your guard as a sacred space. This awareness that we get when we walk into a place like that is, I think, a very valuable thing. And I think this is why more and more I feel people are getting this drive to go into nature like this, because we no longer have a culture that looks for this in the cathedral, and so we have to find the cathedral in nature.